This is a video on Odell Beckham Jr. I guess making some. Oh, it's about a tweet that Tom Brady put out where he was sitting watching the sunset with his family, and Odell Beckham, I guess, replied, "Love you, brother." And I guess now everybody's taking it and running with it that Odell wants to go to New England. All right.
Coming up next right here on FS1. Let's head over, check in with Colin. What's on the show today?
I will defend Anthony Davis. What are these stars supposed to do in the All-Star weekend? Gave us a look at Westbrook and KD and made y'all wonder, like myself, what was OKC thinking when they let the better one go? When they let Kevin Durant go? He played a different game out there this weekend. That's coming up.
All right, Colin, thank you. Time for our final topic of the day.
Really, real quick, and this is not gonna take long, but I wanna comment on that. What just transpired with that little thing about Kevin Durant. OKC didn't let Kevin Durant leave. Kevin Durant left because he didn't want to be there anymore. They can't make him stay there once his contract is up. He left because he didn't want to be there anymore. He left because he didn't want to play with Russell Westbrook anymore. He just left because he needed, I guess, a new environment to better display his abilities on the court. And I have to say, man, I believe Kevin Durant has gotten better since joining Golden State. I mean, defensively alone. I mean, I've seen Kevin Durant play a certain level of intensity on defense that I've never seen him display before. So I believe that this move is better for him. And then, Russell Westbrook can live out his superhero, dreams, being on OKC, being that triple-double machine, even though I honestly believe most of his stats are manufactured because this dude does anything he can to stat pad, which is, it's not a bad thing as long as your teammates don't have a problem with it, and it seems like his teammates don't really have a problem with it. But if you look at the players that left OKC, and seem like they're somewhat succeeding despite not being there, like James Harden, Victor Oladipo, Kevin Durant, even Serge Ibaka to a certain extent. I won't say Serge Ibaka is miles and miles better than he was in OKC, but I don't know. Serge Ibaka was pretty. He was the best. In my opinion, he was the best player on the Orlando Magic when he went there. For a time, he was probably the most versatile player on the Toronto Raptors. But let's just get back to the topic at hand.
Hey, over the weekend, Tom Brady posted this picture on Instagram of his kids. It was very interesting that right after he posted it, Odell Beckham Jr. commented, "Love you, brother." Shannon, is this a big deal or no big deal?
There's nothing. These young cats, man, they tweet some of the most. They tweet about everything. When they in their car, they tweet. They on the plane. I got like 5 homeboys with a Mayflower movie plane. Next time they tweet something about they out of town, I'm coming to get something. This is nothing scary, but I want Tom Brady to stop posting this. Kids, it's almost sunset. Come get kids.
I love the pic. Come on.
All right, now I agree with the first point that Shannon made. I almost called him Skip. I agree with the first point. A lot of these young guys, they tweet every fucking thing. Everything needs to be tweeted. Everything needs to be retweeted. Everything needs to be replied to. Everything needs to be liked, shared, all this shit. Way too much. Now the second part, where he started talking about Tom gotta stop posting up these pictures of... Honestly, I see nothing wrong with Tom Brady posting up pictures and videos of him and his family. I actually think it's kind of nice, man. It's refreshing to look at an athlete's Twitter and it's not some bullshit on there. So, sorry. I wanted to put across the point that Shannon made that second remark towards Tom Brady out of jealousy, because of Tom Brady's success. But let's go ahead.
So what? Anybody that don't post it, they don't love their kids?
Hey, when you win, you can do whatever you want.
I can't about no winning.
Just enjoy the sunset.
No, I ain't.
And that's all it's about, man. Shannon doesn't want to be Shannon doesn't want to be prisoner of the moment when it comes to these Tom Brady New England Patriot conversations. You know, like he doesn't want to have to sit there and be forced to say great things about a guy who he believes in his mind that he was better at their respective positions as far as productivity. I'm pretty sure Shannon believes that he was far better than Tom Brady, I guess, at his position, which is fine, man. I mean, most athletes, especially football players, they're extremely jealous of Tom Brady because Tom Brady came into the league not particularly athletic, not talented, at that level. Like, I guess, I don't know, Phillip Rivers, Eli, Ben Roethlisberger, those type of guys, Jamarcus Russell. And the reason why I say Jamarcus Russell is because Jamarcus Russell, from what I understand, at his pro day was throwing fucking bombs all over the field. Even though he was fat as shit, he was throwing bombs all over the field. But that's the thing about Brady. He wasn't great at one thing. He wasn't good at really anything coming out of college. And to go from that to this, it's like taking a car that you have for about 20 years, that's about, 15 years past its prime, taking it to a dealership, trading it in, and getting a fucking Lamborghini or some shit. I mean, and that's how they look at it. They look at him like this dude lucked up, ended up with the greatest coach ever, being a part of a system that allows him to be as creative and as successful as he wants to be. So that's where that's coming from.
I think Odell just dropped like a 10,000-pound hint on the internet, right? Love you, brother. Love to play with you, brother.
He didn't say that.
Mr. Kraft, I'm here. I'm a vet.
Real quick, because sometimes this shit does this. I believe Odell would love to be in New England. Do I believe that he'll be able to succeed in New England? Sure. I mean, he has the athletic ability. The only thing that will come into question is his aptitude for picking up the offense. Being able to... Alright. This is what separates New England receivers from all other receivers in the NFL. When you watch New England Patriot games and when you watch the receivers run their routes and run after catch and, all the things that they do, from Edelman and Mendola, Welker, they all do similar things. Hogan, even Malcolm Mitchell, for that, 2 years that he was there. And this is where Brandon Cooks wasn't going to survive in his system. I mean, I'm surprised he played as well as he did when he was here. But when Brandon Cooks was on the team, and in that Super Bowl, that one play he did showed, he just doesn't have what it takes to survive in this system, because he took a massive hit from Malcolm Jenkins, I believe that's who hit him. We see Edelman take hits like that all game long, every single game, and he seems to pop right back up. He may get hurt at some point, but he always pops back up. Brandon Cooks got himself knocked out the game because he caught the ball, and his first instinct was, where do I go now? Because he wanted to extend the play and try to get something big out of it. But he wound up getting himself knocked out of the game. So I knew Brandon Cooks wasn't going to last, and wouldn't you know it, he got traded not too long after that. But Odell's aptitude for picking up this offense is the question mark that I have. But his athletic ability allows him. It's kind of like Cordero Patterson. Cordero Patterson and Philip Dorsett, I don't believe they have the aptitude to pick it up immediately. It probably would take time for them to learn the offense. And I believe that to a certain degree, they have it down. But their athletic ability, their speed, their ability to find ways to get open is what makes them useful in the offense. And Odell would be useful. He's a phenomenal route runner. Amazing footwork, as I stated before.
Available. Again, the Patriots have a first-round pick at the end of the round. They have 2 seconds. Would they give a
2
one?
threes, 2 of them. They got like 5 or 6 picks in the first.
in order for New England to procure, in order for them to procure, I'm just gonna go secure because sometimes when I pronounce words, they come out funny as shit. In order for them to secure the rights to Odell Beckham Jr., they're gonna have to give up a lot. I'm talking multiple first round picks, maybe some second round picks. Something. They're gonna have to give up a lot to get this dude because New England is already so successful. The one thing teams don't want to do is make them even more of a threat because without a player like Odell Beckham, they're a threat. So if you give Tom Brady Odell Beckham Jr., the amount of damage they would be able to do, like he had his first year with Randy Moss, they set a record for touchdown passes and touchdown receptions their first year together. So if the damage that they would be able to do would be ridiculous.
4 rounds.
So would you give the first round pick for Odell? I probably would, except then he counts $21 million against the cap.
Well, John Mark.
If I'm the Giants and I'm trying to make sure that I secure a good enough deal that I feel comfortable with letting Odell go, you would have to give me at least 2 to 3 first round picks. You would have to give me a couple of second rounders. You would have to probably give me a bevy of lower round picks, probably like three third round picks, a couple of fourth round picks, stuff like you would have to give me a package so goddamn unbelievably awesome. Like I would feel comfortable with letting him go. Like Odell is still young. It's not like Odell's 30 like Antonio Brown. It's not like he's almost on the downside of his career. This dude is about 25, 26. He's still young. When his contract is over, he'll probably be 30. When this current contract that he's under, when it's over, it'll probably be 30 or close to 30. And then you can sign him for another contract. He'll probably play for another 3-4 years, depending on how successful he is, how his body feels. He'll probably play longer. Who knows? Terrell Owens this dude was like 39, 40 years old when he was playing. And I'm not going to say that I would throw because I don't believe Odell Beckham has the same level of discipline that Terrell Owens had. As far as body, taking care of your body and being able to keep yourself in shape. But I don't know. Who knows, man?
Like, hold on. We keep finishing 4-12, 3-13, 5-11 with Odell.
Yep.
Can't we do that without him and get $21 million off our books and maybe get some other talent that we can, have a semblance of a team with?
What, Tom Brady might look like he's 20.
This notion that Odell Beckham is the reason why the Giants can't seem to build a team worth winning is stupid. It's stupid. Like Jason McIntyre with his whole argument that Odell Beckham takes up 11% of the salary. Well, the salary cap for the Giants, and that's what's keeping them from actually being able to build a team. How much money Odell Beckham is making has no bearing on the draft, and this is where a lot of teams build their teams. Like the one team, and it's not New England, the one team that builds winners through the draft is New Orleans. I mean, yeah, they'll sign a couple free agents here and there, man, but they build through the draft. And at one point they had Malcolm Jenkins. They drafted him. They draft a lot of their great players. The most notable free agent that they picked up was Drew Brees. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, Pierre Thomas, if anybody remembers him, who was a 1,000-yard rusher, I believe. Marcus Colston, who was one of the top wide receivers his first few years in the league. And Willie Snead, Brendan Cooks, Josh Hill, Jimmy Graham. Like some really great offensive talent. And I'm not even saying anything about the defense. They draft some pretty good defensive players as well. Like they won their Super Bowl against Indianapolis based off the way they drafted.
2 years old next year, throwing to Odell.
Younger.
Tweet something to Tom Brady. That's a sign they want to play with him.
Love you, brother. Where did that come from?
Why not?
That's just
That is it.
Listen, as a man, that's weird. Hearing that shit come out coming out of another man's mouth. Love you, brother. I don't know. I'm not saying that they don't hang out, but I probably wouldn't see Tom Brady and Odell Beckham Jr. at the club on Friday night. Like, I probably wouldn't see that. But I'm pretty sure that love you, brother comment was, I don't know, I guess like an endearing statement on who Tom Brady is, because whether people want you to believe it or not, or whether, you know, they're honest about it or not, social media is a great way to know who somebody is on the inside, because they use social media as a way to express themselves. For some reason, people looks at social media as art. Not really, man. It's more of a magnifying glass. It allows people who are very perceptive and intent on knowing who you are to zero in and zone in on everything about you. You know, like, the internet is basically it's the web. You know, pulls you in and all your shit gets stuck in it. Your private life, your thoughts, your opinions, your likes, your dislikes. Like, nothing ever leaves it. It's there for everybody to see. And, you know, and I believe this tweet was more not because he wants to play with Tom. I'm pretty sure he does. You know, I don't know one receiver in the league that wouldn't want to be in New England for a year, play with Tom Brady, and want to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. I don't know any player that wouldn't want to do that unless they really don't like this guy. But I'm pretty sure that was towards, you know, Tom is a family man. You know, when he's not playing football, he's home. When he's not home, he's playing football. He has two loves in his life: his family and football. And it has to be respected, man. You don't see him on there taking pictures with these half-naked women, you know, partying and all the shit, man. You don't see him doing that. You didn't see him probably see... If Twitter and all this shit was like how it is now, back when Tom Brady first came in, you probably wouldn't see this shit back then, man. I mean, he was dating actresses and shit like that back then, but, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, like, he wouldn't be on there like that. You know, and that has to be respected, man. A dude that has all the money in the world. Shit, his wife is extremely fucking rich. I mean, his wife is, even at her old age, is fucking hot as hell. Like, this dude is almost perfect in his personality. Like, he's the prototypical good guy. You know, like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that that's I'm not saying that's something to be envious of, but it's something to be respected, man. Tom is probably the only guy that I could see that who he portrays himself to be is probably who he really is. So, alright, that's pretty much it with the segment. As far as Odell Beckham coming to New England, in order for that to happen, New England would have to be seriously invested in him. Like, they would need to really think this over, because they would have to give up a lot. Alright, that's it.